Hello, Delago families. Mrs. Riley here, and I will be talking a little bit about Exploratory Block, our 5th period course here at Delago. So Exploratory Block is more commonly referred to as X Block, and it is a 1-credit elective class that your scholar takes on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the end of the day. So the last 45 minutes, that's our 5th period. The purpose of X Block might be to explore an interest. It could be to learn something new. At times, your scholar might need extra support, so they might be moved into an intervention. Or simply to just have some fun. We offer a variety of different courses each semester, and they do change, and the way we determine what those are is by talking to the scholars. So the scholars have a great deal of voice and choice in the X-Block topics. So we use a 3-step process, and we do it in advisory. The first step is to generate ideas. So scholars tell us anything and everything they can think of that could be an X-Block. And I collect all those ideas, I create a list. I do delete the ones that aren't possible, because sometimes we don't have the resources or the space. And then I give those lists back in the next advisory. And the second step in the process then would be for scholars to spend a vote. And what this means is they're each given 3 votes, and they can spend all 3 on one X-Block topic, or they could spread them out. And then I collect all that data, and what their votes tell me is which of the ideas are the most popular, which are the ones that are going to have enough interest that we could place at least 20 scholars into that section. So once we have kind of an idea of what the kids are interested in, we match a staff member to lead it, and then I create a survey. And that would be the final step in that 3-step process, would be for your scholar in advisory to fill out a Google form that tells us their first choice, their second choice, and their third choice for X-Block. We do it in advisory, but we leave that Google survey open for at least a week, and I send them pretty much daily emails asking them and reminding them to fill it out. And we get almost all scholars fill it out. We get a very high rate of completion on that survey, but unfortunately there's always a handful who don't, and so those kids do get placed randomly. So they get placed where there is space. But for everyone else, they almost always get their first choice. Sometimes they get their second, and then very rarely they get their third. But I have never in my 6 years at Delago had a scholar not get one of their top 3 choices. So once they're placed, we don't make changes. So this comes up every semester. Usually it's freshmen because they're new and they're learning. But once they pick on that survey, they are committed to it. The only exception is we do move kids in and out of intervention, but they're moving from their choice to intervention and then back. We do a new X-Block every term, so especially in those cases where the kid might be like, oh, I picked it, but I didn't realize like this is not really for me. We ask them to stick it out, but then the next semester they can pick something new. So they're only committed for a term. This is more for parents. Mostly parents ask me about this. So on their transcript, the course is called Exploratory Block no matter what they pick, and it is only 1 credit. So I think sometimes there's some stress about, well, my scholar needs to pick something because their colleges are going to see it, and that's really not the intention of Exploratory Block. It's not meant to be a resume builder. It's meant for kids to explore something new, to try something out, or to have some fun. So I kind of want to maybe ease that stress now, and not worry too much about their choices as far as how it reflects on a transcript. Also, senior year, they don't get an X-Block anymore. So seniors, there is a handful who might start out the year in an intervention to finish up no marks, but once they're caught up, we release them. Because what we want them to use that time for is for their advanced study that they're doing. So their internship, their college course, maybe a project they're working on. Sometimes seniors get jobs. So we're looking at them as mature. They're almost off into the real world. So we're giving them back that time. So I'm going to show you the courses that we're offering this fall, so you can see kind of the variety of what kids can pick from. And some of these might be offered in the spring as well. They might not. It kind of just depends on what the scholars choose. So we have ASB, our student body. We have yearbook, drama, art and design, our science seminar, which is for our 11th graders taking honors science. We have gaming, fitness, guitar and music, makeup and hairstyling. Some scholars are peer tutors in our interventions. We have foreign language, where you get to do a Duolingo of your choice. We have a driver's ed study group, which is not a real driver's ed course. We put this in the description, but sometimes this is confusing. So we can't offer a real driver's ed course, but they do study together and get ready for that written portion of the test. We have cooking, which we're really excited about because we normally can't offer this on campus, but because we are distance learning, it was actually an opportunity to do cooking. We have film studies, we have walking and running, and then some scholars are placed in intervention to get some extra help. So if you have questions about XBlock, I am probably your person. I am the person who coordinates the creation of them. I place the scholars, and then I move the scholars in and out of intervention. So if you have questions that are related to sort of the logistics of XBlock, I am a good person to reach out to. If you have a question about the content, so like what your kid is doing maybe in Makeup XBlock, I would have your scholar show you in the Canvas page and kind of give you an idea of what they do, or you can reach out to that specific teacher. But otherwise, I hope this was interesting and informative, and I hope you guys are enjoying your time at Back to School Night. So at this point, you and your scholar could go explore their 5th period class. Have fun.